my pleasure to introduce one of the elders from Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist in St. Vincent, Brother Shefflorn, who is with us again today.
Amen. Grace and peace, brethren. Grace and peace. Let us pray. Dear loving Father, who art in heaven, we thank Thee, dear Lord, for Your mercies and Your kindness towards us. We thank You, dear Father, for the privilege that You have given us in calling us unto this most marvelous faith. And we pray now that You will grant me the Holy Spirit and help me to speak that which You desire Your ministers to hear today. These things we pray in Your holy name. Amen. Amen. Okay, brethren, well, I'm here in Trinidad for a brief stint. I came over for Sister Juliet's funeral, and my brother Medina asked me to come and do something very brief. So I promise you I'll be very brief. I bring greetings from the church in St. Vincent. Brethren were not able to give me greetings because I left very short notice, but I know You are always in their thoughts. You are always in our thoughts. We see You every week anyway. Right? And we pray for you a lot. Right? So greetings from my wife, Sister Anne-Marie, and from my dear son, Brother Dear Sam. Alright? When I sat and I listened to the Bible study this morning, and everything that the brother said is in fact the truth. And that just goes to show that we really have our work to do. I listened very carefully to his appeals in the end, that we really repent and do the work. And that is our purpose. We were set up, God raised us up for that particular purpose. Not to sit by idly, but to get His work done. Amen. Because His intention is to return for His people soon. Signs are already foretelling of that. And we have to put our hands to the plow, and we have to work. Right, brethren? Yes. That is what we are called upon to do. Just one or two things concerning what is happening in St. Vincent right now. We are battling the health conspirators who are introducing to our 10-year-olds and 11-year-old girls this new vaccine. Well, it's not new, but it's new to St. Vincent, called the Cervarix, which is an HPV vaccine. Now, this vaccine is geared towards, according to them, preventing cervical cancer. And from all the research we have done, there isn't a single case where this vaccine has proven to have prevented any cervical cancer whatsoever. As a matter of fact, cervical cancer takes quite a while to develop. By the time you're around 48 or so, then is when it will actually show. But they are giving 10 and 11-year-old girls at this point. And they are lying to people, telling them that it is the cervical cancer vaccine. The tagline is, "Save Vincy girls, prevent cervical cancer." Alright? It's a horrible thing that is taking place. In some cases, parents are not given the opportunity to give consent. But a letter is sent home informing parents that health officials will be at a certain location and they must ensure that their children, I think, have a good breakfast and come to get vaccinated. Alright? So that's something we are dealing with. Sister Anissa is on the television, newspaper articles. I'm dealing with it from the church, with the programs, as well as newspaper articles also. So please keep that in mind and keep us in your prayers as we battle against that health conspiracy that is taking place. It is blatant, it has gotten to the extent where one of the officials referred to us as as liars, and she has no time with us. And that's when we were asking for information. I personally called the Ministry of Health and asked for information about the study that they claim to have done on Vincentian women to find out whether or not Vincentians are accepting of it and whether or not there is the HPV virus among women. And I was basically told, you know what, you're not going to get it, but not in those words. Oh, we have to seek permission and stuff like that. Up to today, it's about almost a month now, and I did not receive a call, I did not receive an email, nothing. The same lady who is the head of the vaccination unit made a statement recently to say she doesn't have time with us. Right? So that's how they treat people's rights and freedoms at this point in time. And it is a very cruel thing. When we study the side effects of that particular vaccine, it's just horrible. People end up with paralysis. People end up bedridden. Active young women end up in bed majority of the times. It has very terrible side effects or main effects. Right? So keep that work in your prayers as we expose it.
Yes, I just wanted to find out if they arrange for the people to go to centers to receive it, or whether it is they have to come to a particular location that they designate, because at least you will have to keep abreast by air what kind of response the public is making. Because since the sister is presented on the Facebook and whatever other media avenues, when you give the evidences, you will look to hear what results you're getting coming back to you all. So how is the feedback so far? What do you know has happened?
Well, I can tell you this. The television program that she did was very effective. Their parents will listen or rather look at that television program, which was aired, I think, on a Wednesday evening. And the following Sunday there was the church's radio program, which handled that issue as well. And persons decided they're not going to vaccinate their daughters based upon what they discovered from these programs.
Yeah, right? When they look at the feedback they have on Facebook, you will see people responding.
Yeah.
And saying no, they don't agree, and they don't agree, and so on. You will see some of that on Facebook. Yeah. But beside the Facebook, you know, you will have people you will come in contact with.
Yeah, but not just Facebook. There are schools where parents, well, the ministry went to those schools with the intention of vaccinating. Right. And none of the parents have been with it. Yeah. And they refused it. Right? There are other schools, one or two other schools where they went, and I don't know if it's because of ignorance or what, the parents allowed their daughters to be vaccinated. But the testimony was, since they saw the television program, they knew much more than they were being told. Right. And as a result of that, they decided they're not going to subject their children to that. Right. So you have, for instance, I have a little niece, but I have a cousin who said to me that she's not going to vaccinate her daughter, who's in grade 6, and she said to me, the whole of a particular area, I'm not calling school now, but on the ULN, all the parents in that school refuse to vaccinate. Right? So the work is effective, people are listening, people are giving feedback, and all we can ask you to do is to keep us in your prayers. Right? Yes.
I'm sorry to know that some of your segments that you all give over in St. Vincent there, that it cannot go further in the sense of abroad, because this is where I have seen a lot of the cases with these young people at the ages of 12 and 13 with this human papilloma virus, which are giving them with the Gardasil and all these various things. They've just given different names to it, but it's the same one thing. And many of these young girls, athletes and different, now upcoming athletes and different things, and the people they are broken And when I say broken, I mean broken young girls, in the sense that your daughter was good in one day, and within a few hours after taking this thing, these people with headaches, they cannot even go to school again. They are more retarded than anything else. You understand? And a lot of these young girls, they become crippled. I do not know what within this vaccine does cause these girls, but they end up crippled. Crippled to the extent that the parents have to actually pick them up. They cannot go anywhere, they cannot do anything. And you're talking about 14, 15, 12-year-olds. So I'm really sorry that just as how the children in St. Vincent are getting an opportunity, at least the parents are getting an opportunity to get some kind of feedback as to the evil of this thing. You understand? That could not, segments like that could not have been in a more wider, wider spread, so that a lot of these parents, especially these white people, a lot of them especially who are doing this to their children, and they have one for the boys now. So they started off with the girls, now it's with the boys. So you're looking at, yeah, the same thing they're giving them. So I am looking at, even if you wanted to try a little guinea pig experiment, you see what is happening with the girls, you're going over to the boys now. You understand? And it's these young boys now, they too are coming down with all kind of various things that is taking place with their bodies. This is a horrible, horrible agenda that is afoot to really and truly destroy not just the family with sodomy and all these things, but to destroy your very children with all these various vaccines and things that they're giving people. I'm so sorry that segments like y'all, the ones that y'all are giving, was more widespread. In America and a lot of these states and things over there that are still doing it. Yes.
It's good to note that what is taking place in the promotion of this vaccine in St. Vincent, that had read its ugly head here in Trinidad. And Baramilina went on the radio for a couple of days. And when he finished with it, it just went underground up to now. It's gone underground and it's hiding out somewhere. And lo and behold, it emerges up in St. Vincent. So I have been following the battle very intensely, brother. Every day, I look in and I read all the posts I saw where, by the promotion that the ministry made, they was expecting about 7,000 girls to come for it. And lo and behold, 7 girls showed up. I read all of that. And my prayer also is on behalf of the group there, you all are doing a very, very good work in that area. When you reach in heaven, you will see the tide of evil that has been restricted by what God is doing here.
Amen. Right, Reverend, so keep us in your prayers in that regard. I just want to share a few, sorry. Yes, sister. Okay, so there's just a few things that I want to share with you from the scriptures and from Sister White. Let's turn first of all to the scriptures, Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah 14, verses 12, 13, 14, and 15. Is it found? Isaiah 14. Amen. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? But thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also on the mount of the congregation, in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Verse 16 says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" See that? So here we are being shown the original thoughts of Satan, where he wanted to be God with God. He wanted to be God with God. And we are given a vision of how he will be viewed by everybody in the end. That is the vision we are given. But this is not a vision that we should, this should not be fulfilled for us only when he is cast down into hellfires. But now we are supposed to look upon him. Now we are supposed to see him for what he really is. And that's why God has revealed to this very church that he has set up how Satan thinks. He has given us the privilege, as Brother Ray said this morning, to enter into Satan's mind and understand how he thinks. Because when you do, then you'll be able to ask yourself the question, is this the man that creates so much problems on the face of the earth? Is this the man that controlled me for so many years? Is this the one who I prefer above holy and godly counselors and above the ministers who speak strongly to me? Is this the one, the same one who will be cast into the fires of hell? Is this the one? Is this the one who I have been following behind in terms of the kind of music I listen to? Is this really him after all? Because he believed there. And God has given this church the duty, the mission to lay him bare before the world, so that people can see who he really is and accept Jesus Christ, who is the complete opposite. Jesus Christ, who is love and who made the sacrifice, suffered for sin, the gift of life, so that each of us can benefit from those provisions. See? And this is why we exist. This is why we know what we know. This is why every Sabbath when we come here, when you come here, and when we gather together, wherever we are, and we learn these truths, but how Satan operates, and how he operates when he gains a foothold into your experience, and how to resist it, or to abide. All of these are not lessons being taught to us for intellectual development, but it's for sanctification, for application. And this is what the world needs. Right, brethren? This is what the world needs. God raised us up in this point of history to fulfill this particular task. To bring the truth to the entire world. He has equipped us. Sister White talks about the church being the theater of grace. All the actions, related to God's grace they're manifested here in this church. We must never take this for granted. Never take this for granted. Always here, every Sabbath, we must value what we have. Value the truths that we receive every single Sabbath when we gather together and when we study the scriptures. Right? I want to point to a few things Sister White said. Like I said, my intention is to be brief. And she says this in the Acts of the Apostles. She says this on page 12. From age to age, through successive generations, the pure doctrines of heaven have been unfolding within its borders, referring to the church. Enfeebled and defective as it may appear, the church is the one object upon which God bestows, in a special sense, His supreme regard. It is the theater of His grace, in which He delights to reveal His power to transform hearts. See that? So this is where God works. And through us, He intends to make salvation accessible to millions of people around the world. And that's why we are each part. She says this in the same Acts of the Apostles on page 29. Christ did not tell His disciples that their walk would be easy. He showed them the vast confederacy of evil arrayed against them. They would have to fight against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. But they would not be left to fight alone. He assured them that He will be with them, and that if they would go forth in faith, they would move under the shield of omnipotence. Then she says this: labor in faith and confidence, for the time will never come when I will forsake you. I will be with you always, helping you to perform your duty, guiding, comforting, sanctifying, sustaining you, giving you success in speaking words that will draw the attention of others to heaven. That's the promise Christ left for us. That's what He told His disciples. And that is what we are supposed to follow. That's what is supposed to comfort and assure our minds. That Christ has promised He'll be with us right to the end. Nobody here should be wondering whether or not we have the truth. Nobody here should be questioning where we live. Can we really live sin-free? Nobody should be questioning that. Right? Then she says this. Final quotation. She says, the Savior, so she's dealing with what qualifies us, what gives us moral authority to do the work of fulfilling the mission that Christ gave us to fulfill. She says, the Savior knew that no argument, however logical, will melt hard hearts or break through the crust of worldliness and selfishness. He knew that His disciples must receive the heavenly endowment, that the gospel would be effective only as it was proclaimed by hearts made warm and lips made eloquent by the living knowledge of Him who is the way, the truth, and the life. So the issue here is not, you understand this philosophy, you can argue it, you can defeat somebody in an argument and so on. But the issue here is having the living knowledge of Him. That's what qualifies us. That's what makes us effective in doing this work. The living, let me read that part again. She says, He knew that His disciples must receive the heavenly endowment, that the gospel would be effective only as it was proclaimed by hearts made warm and lips made eloquent by a living knowledge of Him who is the way, the truth, and the life. This is what we should all have. Living knowledge of Him who is the way, the truth, and the life. Let our hearts, let our experiences be a reflection of this. And not just a thought, an argument, you know, we can speak intellectually and so on, the truth, but let it be our experiences. Right, brethren? And as He promised, He will be with us unto the end. Because there's work for us to do, we have to unite, brethren. This is not time for schisms, this is not time for divisions, this is not time for prejudice and biases. This is not time for that. We have all the evidences that God is working with us. Let's not lose that. Let's not lose that at all. But let us unite and finish the work. Amen. That's all we are here for. Nothing else. My brethren? Amen. So this is my encouragement to you. I'm losing my voice. But this is my encouragement to you from my heart. Amen. Right? I love you all dearly. And I forgot to mention, we are working very hard on that Revelation book, Revelation 13, to get it sorted out for publication, and also to get the systematic theology on Kindle. Alright? It's a little complicated, but we will get through. Right? So that these things, people can have access to these truths wherever they are. Alright? So you have something to look forward to. Alright? So that's about it, and may God bless you until we meet again. Okay, let's pray. Loving Father, thank you so much for your kindness and your love towards us. Thank you so much for the clarity of truth that has brought convictions to our minds, showing us, dear Father, that you are indeed love. You are God alone, showing us our need for you and drawing us to accept you as our Savior from sin. Thank you for the experiences that you have given this church over the years. Thank you for the many lessons that we have learned. Though we passed through some times of battle and heartbreaks, thank you, dear Father, for your mercies towards us and for your long suffering and patience. And we pray that you will help each of us to be sincere, to be honest, to ensure that we do not give lip service to these truths, but that we embrace them and apply them in our daily experiences. For that is all that matters. So bless us, dear Father, and bring a very special way for these, my dear brethren, that you will keep them, knowing what is yet to come upon the face of the earth, the evils that are ahead, that you will indeed keep them in the truth. These things we pray in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Amen.